Hello everyone, welcome back. I am so excited to share this card tutorial with you today. This card is my entry for the number 95 challenge on the Lawn Fawnatics blog. And this is the card that I made. It's a super cute baby card using that sketch for inspiration. So here is what I used to put this card together. I used my Gotta Have Gingham paper in blue, my stitched rectangle, and although I have cut some cross-stitch circles here, I didn't end up using them. I actually ended up using a little stitched star from one of my slimline sets. I'm also going to be using some of my Lawn Fawn alphabet dies and one of my favourite stamp sets, the little bundle. So here I am stamping out the images that I'm going to use, and at this point I only stamped the clothes. I had a bit of a different idea in mind at first, where I was going to have some letters that spelled out baby on each of the 4 little stars, but I decided that it looked a little bit funny. I don't know what it was that I didn't like about it. I think maybe because there's 2 B's on the one side if I was spelling out baby in that position. So I just decided to add more little images. So I didn't colour them in on camera. So for colouring in today, I'm just using some Copic markers and just using my super simple technique of just using 2 markers in each area. A dark one, a light one, and just blending them in. I'm also going to go over them in my white jelly roll pen for some white details. If you're interested in knowing how I do these white details, I have recently put up a tutorial. I'll leave you with just a little music as I finish this off. Moving on to the sentiment part of this card, I decided to use the adorable scripty welcome from the little bundle set. I'm going to be stamping it on a banner, and I got this banner die from my Flippin' Awesome die set. I think it's really funny when I go over all of my Lawn Fawn die sets, I find how many little banners and little stitched shapes that I have. It's funny, as you get those sets, you kind of build up this collection of little bits and pieces that I know I forget about. I have so many little stitch flowers and stars and moons that I forget that I should be using in all of these cards. And I forgot that I had these banners in there, and they were super helpful with this card because it just was the perfect size. So on my black cardstock, I used my anti-static powder so that my white Lawn Fawn embossing powder won't get stuck where I don't want it to. After that, I then cut out the letters that I needed. This little baby that I made this card for, his name is Murphy, which I think is just so sweet. I love little babies with older names. My son himself has a little old man name. It's just adorable. So I cut these using the Kohl's ABC dies, and I did white so that I could colour them in with colours that would match some of the other elements on this card. And I've also done it in black so that I can layer them so that it gives a little bit of shadow, and it kind of gives the yellow ones just a little bit of an outline so that they don't blend into the background too much. Here I am just adding orange to the bottom so that it kind of has this transitional colour from light to dark. And I'm going to be once again using my jelly roll just for some little white highlights. Once they were dry and I was sure I wasn't going to smudge those white details, I then used some little dots of glue on my black cardstock and layered my yellow cardstock on top, slightly offset so that you can see the black. was at this point, before I started putting all of my elements on the front of my card, that I decided to put my double-sided tape on the back of this card front. This is so I don't squish any dimensional pieces once I'm ready to put it onto my card base. Today I'm using a nice thick double-sided tape. It was then time to decorate the front of this card, and I had so much fun making this one. This card sketch was super simple, but it's just something that I wouldn't think of to do on my own. I love these card sketch challenges. I feel like they're my favourite out of the Lawn Fawn challenges. Sometimes I see them and I think I might not have the right stamp sets, but this is really one that you can use any stamp set for. And it just so happened that I was due to make a baby card, so I thought I would give it a go, mixing the two. I'm really glad that I did. So here I am gluing down my stars. I'm not adding any dimension to these. I just kind of want them to be little background outlines. These kind of break up the pattern and almost frame the little stamped images that I'm going to stick on them. I'm then going to use some double-sided foam squares for the backs of my little clothes. And I do this all in one go so that it's all ready to stick down at the one time. I thought it would be cute to also add dimension to the name, so I trimmed my double-sided foam squares in half so that they were super skinny and I could fit them on the backs of these thin letters. It was then time to start decorating. I hope you love how this turned out as much as I do. This card is now complete. How super simple was that? And how cute did it turn out? I'm really happy with this one. I hope you love it too. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe. I hope you'll come back and watch some more things soon. For now, I'll leave you with some photos of the finished card. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.